Hi once again, Bob Wilkins here, this time with some tips on restoring and repairing an HO Brill or Burney trolley. These trolleys, originally designed by Charles Burney and manufactured by the J.G. Brill Company, served many cities in North America up until the 1930s. In the 1960s, the Associated Hobby Manufacturing Company, AHM, sold several versions of this HO scale trolley that were made in Yugoslavia under the name RSO. Later they are listed as made in Slovenia under the name Mihino. Most of these models shown here are available today. They are rarely new, mostly used. They are ideal for city scenes with short point-to-point layouts, operating independently of the main layout. These models work well with Model Train Sound's auto-reversing system as standalone displays. The trolleys are powered by a custom-made 12-volt electric motor using electric track pickup from all four wheels. A non-powered trailer car is also available. The trailer does not have a power pole. It hooks onto the main driver unit and does have a light and electric pickup. Since most of these trolleys are bought used, common problems include missing or broken parts, requiring one to find the replacement part, dirty electrical contacts requiring a good cleaning and lubrication, a non-operational motor requiring replacement, wobbly wheels that require realignment, and a non-working light that can be replaced with the bidirectional LED setup. These issues we will discuss. For general maintenance, the following items are needed: a safety razor blade to assist in removing the shell from the body, low odor mineral spirits and Q-tip cotton swabs for cleaning the wheels, gear cogs and contacts, lightweight white grease with a toothpick used to apply grease to the cogs and spiral worm screw. A small flat blade screwdriver will also be needed. To dismantle the trolley, the shell can be removed from the holding tabs on the frame by spreading out the lower edge of the side walls of the body using the safety blade or screwdriver, while gently lifting the shell off the chassis. This exploded view of the anatomy of the trolley is shown here for reference. This view is taken from the product insert with modification to identify each part. A copy is available at the website modeltrainsounds.com under Project 20B, along with these instructions in PDF format in color. We begin by cleaning the motor armature with a Q-tip soaked in mineral spirits while rotating the worm screw manually. The tread and flanges of the wheels can also be cleaned using a Q-tip also dipped in mineral spirits. After preliminary cleaning, lubrication can be accomplished by spreading the wires of the motor to gain access to lubricate the worm screw and gear cogs with a light smearing of white grease applied with the toothpick. To lubricate the wheels, a drop of oil can be added to each wheel axle without the need to remove the wheels. For a deep cleaning, these following steps are optional and require further dismantling of the trolley. First, to access the wheels, electrical pickup contacts and the driving gears, it is necessary to remove the retaining screw located on top of the frame using the flat blade screwdriver. The trolley frame can now be lifted off the main chassis, exposing the wheels and copper contacts. The motor is held in place by a U-shaped plastic lock It can be released by squeezing in the arms to free it from the chassis and also releasing the motor. Remove the wheel lock plate by dislodging the upright bracket of the plate located just behind the front weight and push it back off the tab located in the rear. Once removed, the wheels are now free and can be removed for cleaning of both the tread and the back of the wheel. The wheel sets are shown here with metal wheels and plastic axles. The front wheel set contains the gear cog. The wheel locking plate is also shown. Check the wheel alignments with an NMRA HO gauge and check them on the track to make sure that they don't wobble. This will correct and avoid any wheel wobble when the trolley is running on the track. Clean the pickup contacts with a Q-tip dipped in spirits to remove any accumulated debris. The lower gear mechanism can be greased using the toothpick dipped in grease. The unit is now ready to be reassembled. When reassembling the wheels, make sure that the copper contacts are positioned behind the wheels to maintain contact with the back of the wheel. Moving on to the motor. The original brush type motors from these trolleys were custom made in Yugoslavia in the 1960s. The brushes may wear out, the retaining brush springs may have become broken or missing. Newer 12-volt brushless can motors can be found that fit within the frame and have a long enough rotating 2mm diameter shaft that can accommodate the plastic worm screw taken from the older motor. This motor from China meets these requirements. The worm screw can be taken from the old motor by carefully dislodging it from the shaft of the motor using a small pair of pliers wedged between the motor and the worm screw. Once removed, the worm screw can be reinserted onto the shaft of the new motor and eventually lined up with the matching gear cog. Before the motor is inserted into the frame, a piece of double-sided adhesive tape cut to the size to seat where the motor will be placed is inserted. This pad is used to cushion, secure and stabilize the motor. The wires from the track pickup will be attached to the motor. The paddle connectors used by the old motor are removed by cutting the connections, stripping the wire ends and tinning with solder. In order to maintain correct polarity, the positive terminal is identified by a red dot adjacent to the terminal. It will receive the single wire on the right when the trolley is facing forward. The negative terminal will have the combined wires soldered to it. This is on the left side. A small piece of heat shrink is inserted over the wires before soldering and used to cover the solder joints. The motor is positioned onto the paddled cradle and the worm gear lined up to contact the gear mechanism to the wheels. Note that the terminals are located in the back and that the positive terminal is below the negative, which is on top to accommodate the length of the wires. The terminals can be bent if necessary and should be protected from contacting any metal, including the rear weight. Electrical tape is used to secure the motor in the housing and ensure that the worm gear is in the correct contact with the forward cog gear. The tape is attached to each side of the chassis. It is not attached under the chassis. When replacing the lead weight in the back of the trolley, a piece of electrical tape can be used to insulate the lead weight from contacting the metal motor terminals. The tape is applied to the weight and then cut to fit. Add the front and back weights to ensure good track contact and test the unit on the track. Make sure it runs smoothly in both directions and make any adjustments if necessary. If all is working well, Then after internal lubrication, the shell can be reattached to the body and the unit is ready for the layout. If the light bulb is not working, the simplest replacement is to find or scavenge one. Another option is to use LEDs to provide cabin lighting. Since LEDs only work in one current direction, it is necessary to use two LEDs with the pins set opposite in order to produce bidirectional illumination. A 780 to 1000 ohm resistor is also needed to limit current to the LEDs to around 20 milliamps. These components are soldered together. The resistor can be soldered on either side. Test the LEDs using a 9-volt battery to ensure both LEDs light according to the connecting current polarity. The existing trolley lighting wires are cut and soldered to the LED wires. A small piece of heat shrink or insulation is added to the solder connections using a piece of cardboard to protect any plastic when heating. Positioning the LEDs in the cabin is best in the center to give more even illumination in both directions. That's it for now. To assist with these repairs, a replacement motor and LED light kit are available at our website, along with more information, including the PDF file of these instructions in color, all available under Project 20B at modeltrainsounds.com. Thanks for watching. Add questions, comments below, and be sure to subscribe. Bye for now.